finally.
Hi, Mr. Bill Goose. It is my great honor to meet you today over here. I've heard your name a couple of times, but not only from your book, but also from the other books which mention your names a couple of times. But believe me, most of them are good compliments because the authors are from United States instead of Xinhua news agencies or CCTV. Such as Jim Richards, who wrote the very great book named The Currents War, which is very provocating. Something is very, very significant for us to understand the warfare between the United States and China, not only limited to the military conflicts, but also with the conflicts for the financial and monetary area, something like that. My question is, nowadays we understand that trillions of dollars invested in China from Wall Street and the United States government, which were taken as blackmail to the rest of the financial and economical market around the world nowadays by the CCP. My opinion, may I ask a question that, according to your opinion, Mr. Gertz, could it be successful for Trump administration to stop the investment to China from now on, or could it be successful to withdraw the investment from China nowadays? Thank you.
Sure, that's a very good and important question. As I mentioned earlier, the U.S. policy towards China has been a gamble, a roll of the dice, and for 30 years, American companies were told by the U.S. government that it's okay to invest in China. And this investment has been a disaster, and this engagement has been a disaster. So now we have a very close integrated economy with China. And we've seen that China has exploited that. They've stolen our technology. They've used unfair trade practices. Trump is focused like a laser on dealing with this problem. And I believe that his solution is, again, he's trying to do a trade deal. The trade deal won't work, in my view, because the United States is asking China to make structural systemic changes that they will not make to the communist system. So there is a problem right now, and there is a debate within government and within policy circles outside of government over disengagement from China. And I think that this is the way to go. Already, a number of American corporations, taking their lead from the Trump administration, are pulling back from investment in China. They're realizing that it's not the great open market that it was touted as being. And so that they're starting to look for other markets. I think there's also an emerging alliance system, kind of like NATO, emerging in Asia with countries like Japan and Australia and India and other states that are working to, again, alleviate this problem. But I think that American companies are starting to pull back. Again, there's a debate over that. There are many in the economic and financial community that want to continue the old engagement policies. So we'll have to see. And I think the upcoming election will be very, very important. If Trump is reelected, then I think we will continue to have very good policies. Even if the Democrats get in, though, it will never be the same as it was in the past because despite the hyper-partisan atmosphere in Washington, the one area where there's an emerging consensus in both parties is that the threat from China is grave and needs to be dealt with.
这个是一个很重要的问题，因为就与我刚刚所说，美国在应对这个中共的一个情况上，他们一直都是在做一个的赌注的。那过往美国的公司他们一直是被告知在中国投资是没有问题的，但是这个已经证明了是一个很严重的一个灾难的情况。现在美国是那个经济是跟这个中国很明显是融合在一起。 那就导致到中国他们不断在偷取我们的一些技术，或者他们在跟我们进行贸易的时候有很多不公平的一些的政策。那我们的特朗普总统呢，他其实在应对这一个中国的情况是非常的专注，就非常关注这个问题的。那美国就想跟中国达成一个的贸易的协议，他们就要求中国做出一个系统性或者一些架构性的一些改革，去改变他们的共产的主义。但是呢，我自己看来呢，这个是不可能的。那在美国各个方面其实一直都有讨论到这个跟中国进行贸易或者投资的一个情况。那我们就可以看看那个进展会怎么样。那其实呢，现在很多的美国企业他们已经是进一步慢慢去离开就没有在中国投资，因为他们就意识到中国不是一个开放的市场。另外呢，就是其实现在也有一些的联盟慢慢的冒起，那可以说他们就好像这个NATO 这些联盟这样子，就例如是日本或者是印度这些国家，他们都是慢慢去支援这个中国的一个问题的。那我们在美国是在这个在不在中国投资这一方面是有很多的辩论，很多的谈论。那我会觉得2020年的大选是非常的重要。那如果特朗普总统是赢了的话，那他就会继续有很多很好的政策去应对。那即便呢是民主党如果他们赢了的话，现在的情况也不会跟以往的一样，因为呢美国是一致的同意，他们是达到了共识，就是说中国是对于美国来说是一个很大的威胁。
And one other point, in Deceiving the Sky, I make the point that China is waging economic warfare and financial warfare against the United States, and the Trump administration is alert to this threat as well. For example, China is seeking to penetrate U.S. capital markets, which are very unregulated markets, and they're trying to take over those and control those markets to use as political leverage, such as getting the retirement accounts and personnel in the state of California to invest in Chinese companies. And then China will use that pressure so that the United States will not sanction China because these funds will say, oh, you can't sanction China because our retirement funds are there. This is real financial warfare. It needs to be recognized and it needs to be countered.
Mm-hmm. 那就如果这个书所里面提到，中国就是对于这个美国展开了一个经济上一个财务上的一个战争。那特朗普总统，我们的政府呢也是非常有留意到、关注到这个的情况的。那现在呢，中国或者中共他们就是一步一步去渗透去这个资本市场里面，那这个资本市场是没有好好的去规管的。那中国就是用这个资本市场就用来达到他们的一个政治目的，例如他们就是透过使用那些退休金的一些账户然后呢就要那个加州的部门去调查一些中国的一些公司这样子。那他们就说很多人都会说美国就不能制裁这些中国的公司，因为当中是牵涉到一些人的退休金的一些基金的。那所以这一个情况我们就是要留意到，也要一直关注到，才可以进一步去监控，不去控制管制这个情况继续的扩展，继续变得越来越严重。